Plants vs. Zombies is a classic game from the 2000s, which exploded with popularity, and with that popularity comes a wide range of merchandise, such as figures and plushies. But you probably didn't know that Plants vs. Zombies has a wide range of food products, and in this video, I'll be talking about the world of Plants vs. Zombies food products. Let's start with the most iconic Plants vs. Zombies food product, the PVC X Cheeto collab. This collaboration was for 2 skins for Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. To get them, you would have to find a Cheeto bag with this sticker saying unlock 2 exclusive characters. The characters being Chester Chomper and the Dr. Chester. Let's start with my favorite, the Chester Chomper, and just look at him. He has the goatee and the pair of shades. They really did a good job combining the Chomper plant with Chester Cheetah. The second character was Dr. Chester, and again, look at this design. He has a cheese blaster, a Cheeto hat, and a cheetah suit. Listen, this scientist is super fly. They also had exclusive abilities. The Chomper had Cheesy Goop to slow down zombies, and the Chester Weed that would trap zombies, making it easier for you to eat them. By the way, the Chester Weed looks like a line for me. You see it, right? The vines and all? No? Anyways, Dr. Chester had a Cheesy Warp that teleported the player, the Sticky Cheetah Ball, it's just a sticky bomb, and lastly the Cheetah Heal Station that heals zombies in a certain radius. While Cheetos brought the cheesy fun to PvZ, Honor Collaboration took the game into the world of hydration, with Aquafina. We got an Aquafina collab for Garden Warfare, in which we got the Berry Shooter and Citrus Cactus. Let's start with the Berry Shooter. It was to promote Aquafina flavor Splash, specifically the wild berry flavor. You obtained him by opening his pack in the sticker shop. The Berry Shooter design with his blueberry head and berry hands perfectly encapsulates the wild berry flavor. The hands are made out of multiple berries, which the top of the head also consists of. A great design. Moving on, the Citrus Cactus was to promote Aquafina flavor Splash Orange Citrus. The design of the cactus isn't that much, but I still enjoy it. The skin is the insides of orange, while a piece of the skin wraps around it. Also, the piece of leaf is a good touch, but beyond that, there's not much to say. Moving on, we say goodbye to Modern Warfare, and we head to the land of fast food. In 2013, PvZ and KFC did a collaboration, bringing a collectible bucket and 4 collectible cups. The bucket itself was a standout piece, with a wraparound design that features the Sunshroom, the Zombie, Pea Shooter, and Sunflower. The 4 cups designed were the Pea Shooter, Sunflower, Chomper, and Conehead Zombie. The KFC collab also bought 8 toys that you could have collected. The toys were the Pea Shooter, Cabbage Pulp, Sunflower, Dr. Zomboss, Snapdragon, Walnut, Bok Choy, and lastly Zombie. Skimming over, both Pea Shooter and Snapdragon were launchers, Cabbage Pulp was a catapult, Walnut was a topper, Sunflower moved side to side, Dr. Zomboss' head was able to be pushed down, Bok Choy moved his fist while being pushed, and the Zombie was a wind-up. In all honesty, they did a great job putting the right play features for the plants and zombies, but this was sadly exclusive to South Asia. Moving on, in 2015, Burger King and PvZ did a collaboration, bringing 2 collectible buckets and 6 toys. Out of the toys, let's start with the mask. The ones you have could have gotten were the Zombie, Yeti Zombie, and Sunflower. An honor toy was like a tiger handheld, with a version of PvZ on it, where you had to move a Pea Shooter across the road to kill zombies, something like Space Invaders but horizontal. And lastly, there was 2 wristbands, a zombie and Pea Shooter that glowed in the dark. For the buckets, there were 2 designs. The first had a comic about Dr. Zombies' birthday, and the other had plants in the center surrounded by zombies. Overall, this collaboration was great, and I'm glad this exists. Moving on, in 2018, we got a Cars Jr. collab, exclusive to Mexico. The meal bag had a design with the plants on to the left and the zombies to the right, ready for a fight. For the toys, there were 4. A card game, activity book, a launcher game where you had to flick a Pea Shooter to a land on certain points to win, and lastly a glow-in-the-dark zombie bag clip. Moving on, there was an honor promotion in Mexico for Cinemax. It had a combo kids meal, similar to a McDonald's Happy Meal, with snacks, popcorn, and a PvZ themed cup, and 1 of 4 toys. The toys were the same Walnut, Zombie, Snapdragon, and Bok Choy from the KFC collab in South Asia. The cup design was the same one as the Cars Jr. meal bag. Overall, the one thing I like about this is that there was an honor way of getting the meal toys that were exclusive to South Asia. Moving on, the last thing I could find for fast food was this image. It's similar to the KFC collab, but I have no clue as this is the only image I could find on this. Either way, let's talk about it. There were 4 cup designs, being the Sunflower, Squash, Zombie, and Talamis Zombie. And the design of the bucket has a repeater, Squash with a hat and mustache, Yeti Zombie, and Imp. Out of this, my favorite thing has to be the Talisman Zombie cup. I think the only much we have of the Talisman Zombie is the plushie, so having this cup is a great addition. Now with fast food over with, let's talk about in-store food products. In 2014, Mexico got an exclusive PvZ popcorn having 2 designs, a zombie peeking around the popcorn, and the honor zombie eating the PvZ logo. This came with a free tattoo, having 24 to collect. And moving on, in 2018, Mexico again got popcorn and new PvZ ketchup. Let's start with the popcorn. The popcorn had 3 designs, a regular zombie, a Yeti zombie, and Chomper. The popcorn was flavored and colored purple and green. There was also 2 different popcorn buckets, a Yeti zombie and regular zombie. And they really went all out for popcorn with great designs and theming. It's just a shame that we didn't get this in the States. I would have loved eating PvZ themed popcorn. Moving on, the ketchup had a design with a zombie on it. Plus it came with 6 collectible caps that you could put on the lid of the bottle shooting out the ketchup. Random, but a fun feature. But this was not the only PVC ketchup we got. In 2014, there were 4 limited edition ketchup bottles exclusive to Latin America. The designs were a Yeti zombie, pea shooter, and zombie and pea shooter joint design. I'd like to mention that the joint design is smaller than the rest, making me question if this collab was for all serving sizes rather than just limited to one. Anyways, my favorite is the pea shooter ketchup. Moving on, we have one of the biggest Plants vs. Zombies food collaborations between Plants vs. Zombies and PepsiCo. They did a collaboration in which we got Tazos. They were flat cardboard discs that you could have collected. Something like Pogs. The way you got them was inside any food product from PepsiCo. In total, there were 400 to collect with different designs and textures. I don't even want to imagine how much food you had to buy to complete the set. Like, there's no way of knowing what's inside. You can be so close to completion but just get doubles on doubles on doubles. Also, while researching this, I found this ad, and this zombie is hitting this pose way too well. In all, this was a great collaboration, but again, it's just sad this never made it to the States. Moving on, we now head to the world of sweets. In 2013, to promote Plants vs. Zombies 2, there were snacks that were exclusive to Mexico. On marketed bags, you would get a small bag clip inside, some of them being the Pea Shooter, Ganactuar, and Disco Zombie. 2014, Plants vs. Zombies and Hershey's did a collab exclusive to Mexico, which brought us Plants vs. Zombies chocolate milk. In total, on what I could find, there were 5 different ones. Chocolate, lactose-free, cookies and cream, strawberry, and lastly, Neapolitan. On the back of each box, there was a minigame that you could have done. Also, look at this store display. It's so cool. Man, why can't we get all the cool stuff? For this collab, I will give it a solid 8 out of 10. Moving on, in 2013, we got Plants vs. Zombies wafers exclusive to Mexico. We got vanilla and chocolate, with the conehead zombie on the packaging. It's hard to say if they came with anything, as these are the only images I could find, but it's cool nevertheless. Moving on, we have Plants vs. Zombies Foquitos from Spain that were released in 2015. Foquitos are rolled cakes filled with milk and chocolate. For my research, there were 2 different ones, Foquitos Original and Foquitos Mini. For both box designs, they had a mommy zombie, pea shooter, and regular zombie. The only difference between the two that was the Foquitos Original had the sunflower and bikini zombie on it. They also brought collectible window cleaners. Also, moving on, we have Plants vs. Zombies gummies for the first and second game. Let's start with the first game. These gummies were released in 2013 and had the flavors grape, lemon, orange, apple, pineapple, and blue raspberry. The shapes were the zombie, sunflower, pea shooter, and walnut. And this box is so iconic. Oh, how I miss these. And the back of each box there was a free trading card. And with all my research, I do not know how many were in the set. So if anybody knows that would be great. Moving on, in 2015, Plants vs. Zombies 2 gummies were released. However, the gummies were the same as the first ones and they dropped the trading cards. The only thing that changed was the box design. On the packaging, the Bok Choy, Mummy King Zombie, Prospector Zombie, and Pirate Zombie were added. Out of the two, I would say the first one is better as it's more original and it brings a trading card. Which now brings us to the last set of Plants vs. Zombies food products. For Plants vs. Zombies Social Edition. Social Edition is a Chinese exclusive game that released around 2011 and had 3 plants tied to food. Let's start with the Super Chomper. It's a BVR chomper that can eat multiple zombies at once, and it was used to promote milk. And the ad? The ad is just something.
没消化的怎么办？怎么办？嘿嘿，我有畅优植物乳酸菌。喝畅优，玩植物大战僵尸，让我们一起感受通畅。即日起，凡在各大型超市购买畅优植物乳酸菌饮品3连瓶或4连瓶一组，凭包装内侧的兑奖码登录活动网站，就能领取植物大战僵尸社区版超级大嘴花道具。奖品兑换网站畅优点 iCoop.cn。新鲜。
Yeah, that was something, alright. Next up, we have the Future Star, and it was to promote milk, like the Super Chomper. And I really don't understand why milk. Like, that has to be the most out-of-field thing for a star fruit to promote. Milk. But I guess we have him now. Also, I couldn't find an ad on him. The only thing I could find was this image. And again, why milk? Anyways, we have the Comchuck. And how is this thing a plant? It's just a dude eating the lollipop. Anyways, the Comchuck was to promote lollipops, the plant being the mascot of the lollipop brand. The Comchuck would act like a pumpkin surrounding a plant protecting it so it could take more damage without being eaten. And this does have an ad. Again, this ad is something. which now marks the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed learning about all the Plants vs. Zombies food products there are. There are probably more out there that I couldn't find, so if you know any, let me know in the comments. And if you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe as it helps us out a lot. And with that said, bye bye.